nice.
So Lloyd, we were talking about air plants. Why do you find those as a good medium for using within the sculpture field?
Well, practically they allow me to do a lot of things that most other plants don't. They've evolved in a very unique way where they actually photosynthesize at night. They grow at night.
Okay.
In the process, the stomata, which is the cell that absorbs carbon and releases oxygen, is closed during the day, so the plant doesn't transpire much water, and then it actually has a what they call a crassulacean acid metabolism, where they a cam cycle where they actually basically grow at night. They sort of, from what I can make out, store an acid, use the acid at night to grow, and then store the acid again during the day. So they grow very slowly, but it actually makes them able to grow without soil, without roots, and small amounts of water, which is another strategy that those plants have evolved, is that all of the moisture they can absorb through their leaves, through a little cell called a trichome, so they don't take any water nutrients up through the roots. They just use the roots to attach to something.
I see. So when you use it as an artistic material, you don't have to be concerned that it has to be in the ground or in soil at all.
No, that's why I can make sculptures that suspend or rotate.
I see.
They can actually sit in space and rotate because they don't need soil, they don't need roots, they don't need water in the sense that we normally would pump water to plants.
And this is different to other artists working in that field in terms of vertical gardens. And
a lot of artists working with plants work on the basis that they the plants are basically going to die and they're going to throw them out. And you see that particularly in galleries where the air conditioning system will just flog the plants to death and kill them. The Tillandsias will stand that. They'll actually work in that environment. They may not grow, but they'll just go to sleep. With the vertical gardens, of course, they have to reticulate water down the wall, and that has its own problems as well, whereas the Tillandsias don't work in that way at all. In fact, if you reticulate water down the roots of the plants, they'll die because they're not made to live in that sort of environment.
Yeah.
So it allows a much greater flexibility of what you can actually do with those plants. But the frustrating thing is that they're incredibly slow growing. The metabolism is very slow.
Yeah.
And you just have to develop patience.
I see. Yeah, so you were talking about super sustainability and saying that your sculptures, in a sense, breed other sculptures. You can use the plants that are on a sculpture originally in order to then use those plants to create another sculpture. Whereas in a sense, with the vertical gardens, they have to throw everything away and put new. You're creating the plants. Your plants are still growing whilst they're part of the sculpture.
Well, with a lot of the vertical gardens, I don't think they necessarily throw everything away, but they do work on a basis that there is a heavy maintenance, that they expect a certain amount of the plants on the wall to die, and they'll just come back and replace those. For instance, Jeff Koons's puppy, the big puppy dog, with the flowers, they just continue to grow more plants, and the ones that die they take off and replace. So you know, when you come to look at it, it appears that it's this wonderful living plant sculpture.
Yeah.
But there's a huge maintenance issue with it. What I'm trying to do is create work which falls into this category of super sustainability. So the plants might live there for 3 years suspended above a space, and the only maintenance is to come along, take pieces off it to maintain the integrity of the form and the shape, which become the raw material to make a new work.
So as you say, it's super sustainable. It's art that's ever generating new materials for itself.
Exactly.
To be used.
Exactly, yeah.